on EA Sports. It's Week 8 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Houston Texans.
Well, the humidity's still a factor on this fall afternoon, but no rain in the forecast. That's the good news as you look inside Everbank Stadium here in Jacksonville. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storyline. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Houston. Nico Collins with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Texans will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Well, one word for that opening play call, and that is aggressive, but it worked. First play from scrimmage, long touchdown pass.
Well, let's be honest about it. In our production meeting last night, we talked about when would the secondary get tested. I did not say that it would get tested on play.
Early on in the game, first quarter. Let's see how this defense does on this drive.
Hey, Lion. Let's go. Hot. Big stop. Let's go. White 19. Here we go. Where's the hell?
First carry for the Clemson man, Travis Etienne. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. They'll send a receiver in motion left. Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Off the play fake, here's Lawrence. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
One of the things we always talk about heading into a game, who's going to set the tone early, and very early on here, we're seeing the defense is showing they're going to continue to break pressure.
They smelled that early 3 and out, brought the pressure, and the hit forced the incompletion. Here's Michael Dixon now to punt. This is taken at the 23. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game. They have to be thrilled with that first drive that got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make A first carry here for Joe Mixon. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
So this game, Charles, you know, we talked about potential unbeaten seasons a lot. It feels like every year at some point in the season we talk about that. But this is one of those games where if you're unbeaten, you got to be careful. You can't take this one too lightly.
You're exactly right about that, and by rights, this should be a cakewalk. Almost a week off. Let the starters run up the score in the first half. Backups get to play in the second. But you and I both know that funny things sometimes happen when you think this way. So it's incumbent upon the starters to really play well to make it work for this team.
And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Houston.
Joe Mixon, his 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Texans are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead.
Well, earlier in the week when they had their scouting report meeting, this was the explosiveness that they talked.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
In the midst of, well, let's just say a not-so-rosy losing streak. They've got the open week, though, coming up next weekend, so you have to figure this to be a game that they dearly love to have.
Oh, indeed. They have to have this one because that's something positive to take with you when you go away for a few days, and it actually releases your mind. If they lose this one, that mind stays cluttered the entire time they're away, and they've got to scramble to get back in sync when they start playing again.
They go play action now. Lawrence.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
We've always got to remember that once the ball's in the air, the defender has every right to go after it that a receiver does. And that was a battle for positioning on that play. And in the end, he's able to force the incomplete pass.
A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Paulson Adebo. And the Texans are going to have it here just past the 25.
Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. They'll be looking to get in the end zone again. Had the touchdown, as you see, last drive on 4 carries. And during the break, we were looking at some of the... Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. They'll stay on the ground. Mixon again.
75 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield.
Mixon up the middle. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run.
And did he get in? No. They'll mark him out at the 1-yard line.
Here's 1st and goal, and gosh, points here, a chance maybe to put this thing away before halftime.
Brooks will take this one in for a Texans touchdown.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
On 3rd down, here's Etienne.
No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. Fielded just inside the 30. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field.
The Texans with the football here late in this first half. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. In motion right, that's Collins. He's going to get it on the jet sweep.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Well, partner, they've been running it well the entire game, and the big guys up front, they're a huge reason why. And now they're reaping the benefits as they continue to open up big holes and gain nice yardage.
There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Houston.
Joe Mixon
with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year.
And the Texans are able to add on to their first half lead. Well, you talk about a team coming into an opposing stadium and just taking the life right out of a crowd. That's what we're witnessing here. 20.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And he'll work this back to right around the line of scrimmage and surrender there.
A 2nd and 10 forthcoming here. 3rd quarter action from Jacksonville.
So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Hi again, everybody. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the league here in the unofficial midway point, Week 8 of the NFL season. We'll get started up at Lucas Oil Stadium in the capital city of Indianapolis. And it's the Colts on top as that one approaches halftime. Anthony Richardson has thrown a touchdown pass. From there, we head east to Baltimore to check on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And for the moment, they trail the visiting Browns in that one. Traylon Burks, a touchdown reception. Finally, let's get to the country music capital of the world and see what's happening with the Titans at home in Nashville. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Lions. Derrick Henry accounting for the lone scoring thus far as he's cashed in with a touchdown run. It was Joe Mixon who had it working in the first half. He's over 100 yards rushing for the game already, and found the end zone twice as well.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Jaguars with work to do. They trail here as we are back underway on EA Sports.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Jaguars ready to get going to start quarter number 3. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string. So this offense will head back out there, already in excellent field position thanks to the interception. Back to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. Touchdown, Texans. From 8 yards out. And the Texans' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. A familiar refrain, a turnover leads to a touchdown, and that lead grows even wider now here in this third quarter.
Yeah, partner, I'd say there are a lot of grins breaking out on that sideline because, let's face it,
Second half action, and this defense still pitching a shutout as we drop you back into the action.
Again, it's Lawrence. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Drew Sanders. And the Texans are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. A disappointing end to that drive, making it to the red zone, but they'll again, CD, wind up with nothing.
And nothing, that's been the key word because they've had drives throughout that have finished off with nothing. Can't finish off a drive just...
They begin with a run by Mixon, and he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Back to Mixon on second down.
And he'll be taken down after a decent gain, and that will bring us to the end of this third quarter of play. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with this third down play as we've played 3 quarters.
This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
On third down, Mixon.
He's got daylight. He may go. Joe Mixon.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
And that touchdown's going to put him in double digits now for the year. It's his 10th rushing touchdown of the campaign.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
A short throw to Ingram.
And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Here's Lawrence. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Running out of the gun with ETN.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Jacksonville. And we'll see what he can do on the return. And now off to the races down the right side. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, Charles, just impressive in all 3 phases. Offense, defense, special teams have really done their job. And here the offense doing its part yet again with another score in the 4th quarter.
I know it seems like something we should.
All right, this defense back out there with the lead and also with a shutout intact as they look to finish this off in the 4th quarter.
Throwing again here, it's Lawrence.
And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Now Lawrence. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Just 21 yards on the punt there. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. And here comes the Texans now.
Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but
they try to eat some clock with Mixon. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to, and it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Again, it's Mixon. And some room to work. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
boy, 30 more yards and another 1st down. So that last run is going to be the one to do it. He has officially broken the NFL's single-game rushing record.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. From the gun to give to Mixon. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
These two teams, they met in Houston earlier in the season with the Texans coming out on top. So a win here in Jacksonville would give them the season series. Second and 6.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. They're going to hurry back to the line now. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. Now this is only going to be a gain of 2. He needed 3. It's 4th and 1. This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. And he's going to have a 1st down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left.
The type of game that he's having running the football, there was no doubt who they were giving the ball to.
So why didn't they just go ahead and go after him on defense, right?
Yeah,
if you know,
on him.
right, you know he's having that type of a game. Who else would you expect to get the football? I would have taken my chances and sold out defensively to stop him. And if anyone else picks it up, I tip my cap to him.
And this will be caught. Well, forget taking the knee. Some late gamesmanship here as they throw for a late touchdown.
They seemingly just continue to score at will, and as great as it's been for the offense, you got to feel for that defense down there.
I love how you use the word will, because both teams came into the game with the will to win. But one team has obviously imposed its will on the other and broken them. Because what we're seeing right now, wow, that's a defense that's in tatters after what they faced in this ball game.
For the winning team here, Charles, that's about as big and clean of a win as you could hope for in the National Football League. No turnovers. Meanwhile, you forced turnovers. You didn't allow any points, and you put up a bunch of points. What an effort.
And, Brandon, I just have to ask you, that's all the stuff that we saw happen today. Those are statistics, numbers, the whole deal. But my question is, how does one team come ready to play and the other one, obviously, not ready at all?
Well, I mean, I obviously don't have an answer to that, but that was the story from the get-go. One side was awake and ready, and the other just seemed to sleep.
So for the Texans, their winning ways continue as they get it up to 7-0. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Jacksonville, the struggles intensify as they drop to 2-6 now on the year. And they'll take this loss into the bye as they'll be back in action in Week 10. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com.
But not in this case.
So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Texans are on the board first here this afternoon.
One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first.
The Charger drive about to get going. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone.
They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Well, this defense for the Texans, they played really well in that win last week against Miami.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number, 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They run it again with Chubb. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
This 2nd and 4.
They'll try the air now with Herbert. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's a 2nd down and 9.
Back to throw here, Herbert.
That's complete. It's Ladd McConkey.
And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 34-yard line. Herbert now. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line.
Now a 2nd and 2.
Herbert. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. Now it's Herbert.
He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Nick Chubb stops short, and this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw.
He'll let this go deep for Collins.
And he's got it inside the 10. Touchdown, Houston.
Nico Collins
with career touchdown number 70.
And the Texans are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
And I think I saw that right. You tell me if I'm wrong. That was just a fly route, just a go. He went.
Sometimes speed, just pure speed, is going to win. I don't care how athletic you are on the other side.
Time now to see what this defense can do. Second quarter as the offense starts out 1st and 10. After the turnover, here's Herbert. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down. Justin Herbert looking to pass. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late. They're forcing incompletions.
And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17.
Christian Harris there finding his way home to record the sack.
That's quite a stand there defensively. A huge sack on 3rd down, and that's going to force him into a field goal attempt.
Riley Patterson now on for the field goal.
This will be a 34-yard attempt.
Patterson's kick is good.
And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
And with a 14-3 advantage already, we'll see how much they want to try to push things, if at all.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Man open, that's complete to Dalton Schultz. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Big yardage after the catch. That one winds up going for 36. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And this is caught. Touchdown, Texans.
Joe Mixon.
39 yards.
And the Texans will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him, and you get him into space, which...
The Charger drive about to get going. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Christian Harris. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. So we have reached halftime here. It's the visitors, the Texans, out in front. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in a minute, but first, let's take a spin around the NFL and see what's going on here in week number 10. We'll begin our tour out at Nissan Stadium in Nashville, where it was the visiting Jets who were able to get the road victory. De'Ami Brown, 2 touchdown catches in the victory. From there, let's get over to the Rockies to check out the Broncos at home in Denver. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. A couple of touchdown strikes there from Sam Howell. Lastly, we head to Southern California to check on the Rams at home at SoFi Stadium. And that one all tied against the visiting Saints.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the third quarter. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. Here's Nico Collins and this offense. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Oh, and that is incomplete. So, CD, you look at this offense and what they've been able to do. 8-0, perfect through the first 2 months of the year. Second half of the season still to come. We get that. But what kind of a percentage chance do you think that they have of running the table?
Partner, I think it's hard to say because history would tell us that the chances aren't good at all. We've seen a lot of good teams get to this point, and then they have that one bad week and takes them out of the running. I'm going to say 25%, and I feel like I'm being generous with that number.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down. He'll let this go deep for Collins. A leap, and he's got it. He got it. And he'll be taken down deep into Charger territory. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, he already had a big receiving game working, and it's going to get a lot better here. Defensively, they're fortunate this is not a touchdown. But he's just been absolutely unstoppable, and he comes up with yet another gigantic play.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Joe Mixon, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Texans take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. The Charger drive about to get going. On first down, it's Herbert. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the third quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. A give running right is Chubb, and he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
Here now, 2nd and 9 from the 39-yard line.
A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Here's Herbert. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
This is taken at the 15. A terrific return. 30 yards all in all. And
a first carry here for Joe Mixon. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line.
solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, a lot of teams pass to set up the run. And that's what they've done throughout this game. They've aired it out, thrown it around the yard. Now they've come back to the running game, and they find a way to be successful with it.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. A gain of 8 there on the play. And they'll be left with 2nd and a couple. 3 quarters in the books.
You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood.
And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Back to Mixon on 1st down. Fighting his way through contact. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
So definitely a good day's work throwing the football. Very good day's work. A 4th touchdown passes. They're really pouring it on.
Yeah, and so much for going into clock mode after getting that touchdown, right? Because you would think with the lead, 4th quarter, they might actually do that. No chance. They've kept attacking and got it.
The Charger drive about to get going. They were coming off the extra week of rest, but this team started sluggish, and it really didn't get any better from there, and trailing big here in this 4th quarter.
On 1st down, Justin Herbert. And completes it to Kirk over the middle. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Here's Herbert. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle 3rd. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to have a 1st down on a gain of about 10, and that'll take us to the 2-minute warning.
They only needed 1 yard on 3rd down. They get 10 instead by going to the air. Herbert throwing again.
Finding room at midfield.
And he takes it across the 50 to the 46-yard line. Back-to-back nice plays. 12 yards that time and a 1st down. They'll look to throw again.
To the left side, he's got McConkey.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Herbert on 1st down now. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. And the offense moving quickly to the line.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Down several scores and playing behind the chains is not the way to have success in this one. Right now, if you're the offensive line, your big concern, protecting your quarterback and give him a chance to try and throw something downfield to pick up the needed yardage.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. As this one moves towards its conclusion, another incomplete pass there. Thoughts on the secondary? I mean, they seem to be pretty effective in this one.
Yeah, I thought that they've been absolutely outstanding. I mean, their job is to prevent touchdowns, and not a single touchdown is going on the board against them. Of course, they want to make it a total shutout, but hey, if you don't give up touchdowns, you got a heck of a chance to win.
Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here.
And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope.
That one looks like he'll throw here.
He'll let this go deep for Collins.
And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their...
The Charger drive about to get going. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
And he is going to lose yardage here. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
Ball at the 24 and a 2nd and 11.
Back to throw.
Herbert. Now this one finds McConkey.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll leave him with a 3rd and 2.
Well, this game, it was well in hand early, never really in doubt. Charles, you and I do so many games together. There's so much parity in the NFL, a lot of close battles. This was not one. Tip your cap to them for a really impressive effort.
Yeah, and you know, as the game went on, I think the defense kind of got together and said, you see our guys on offense, they're just putting up point after point. We need to leave our mark somehow, too, and they did it, pitching a second-half shutout.
So for the Texans, the train just keeps rolling. 9-0 now to start this campaign. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. From Southern California, so long, everybody.